Today I want to show you how you can use brainstorming to turn your messy thoughts into a real plan that you can follow. So I'm going to walk you through the full process. First, you ask yourself these questions for the brain dump. What do I need to do? What do I want to do? What is the problem or challenge I'm facing? What is stressing me out or bothering me? For this, you don't need to answer all these questions. These are just like prompts to help you think of what to put for your brain dump if you're struggling to think of something. For my brain dump at the moment, the things that I need to do and want to do and are stressing me out are I want to lose weight. I want to set up the guest room bookcases. I want to renovate our primary bedroom, renovate our primary bathroom, and declutter the office. So the next thing that I want to do is select one of these to focus on. I'm going to focus on losing weight. So the next question that I'm going to answer is, what is the final outcome I'm looking for? So basically, when I say lose weight, what do I mean by that? Or by when do I want to achieve this outcome? So I want to lose 20 pounds by December 31st. What obstacles do I anticipate? And what will I do to overcome and or prepare for these obstacles? I put the obstacles on the left side of the column, and then on the right side of the column, I came up with my strategies for overcoming the obstacles. So I'm expecting myself to feel too tired when I get home from work to work out. So 2 things I can do for that are set out my workout clothes the night before and get a workout buddy to prevent myself from eating over the number of calories needed to lose weight at this rate. I will make sure to pre-plan breakfast, lunch, and dinner ahead of time, because usually when I get home from work or it's a really busy day, I'm not really thinking about the exact calories. So pre-planning everything and will help to ensure that I stay under the limit so I don't have to think about it. Not having enough time to get all my workouts in. I can prepare a list, or I can have a page where I write out high intensity interval training workouts that I can do that are really quick, like 10 minutes, as backup plans for extra busy days where I don't have time to fit in a 30-minute workout. The fourth activity is to reverse engineer from the final outcome the action steps needed to reach that outcome. I started with the outcome, which is lose 20 pounds. And then I kind of broke that down into the individual action steps. So some of the things that I would need to do to reduce my calories per each meal and increase the number of calories that I'm burning through exercise. I can make sure that I'm exercising 6 times per week, 30 minutes per day, following a schedule where I'm doing strength on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then cardio Monday through Saturday. Also, making sure that I plan in all of these specific workouts on the second Sunday of each month. I need to calculate calorie limit to be under each day, and I'll need to track my calories in my health and fitness planner for each meal or snack. I need to keep my calories under the limit that I calculate each day. Need to keep my planner out on the kitchen counter so I don't forget to keep updating it with the calorie information. I need to weigh in once a week and record just to make sure that I'm on track to losing that 20 pounds by the deadline. Need to record that weight in my planner on Sundays because that's my weigh-in day. I need to meal plan new low-carb meals because I do have some recipes, but I don't want to get bored with the recipes that I do have, so I kind of want to mix it up. And by doing that, that'll help make it more likely for me to be successful if I'm not getting like sick and tired of using the same recipes. I need to search online for new recipes, and then I need to add new recipes to my recipe journal once I find them. And then I also need to plan in all meals and number of calories on the 3rd Sunday of each month so that everything is ready to go. I want to go back to the obstacles and make sure that these are covered on this page. So it says set out clothes the night before and get a workout buddy. And for this, I'm going to use the habit tracker that I gave away in a recent video. I'll link that video down below for you if you want access to that habit tracker. I also need to pre-plan all meals for each day to stay under the limit. So I actually already mentioned that here. And then it says create high intensity interval training workout backup plans for extra busy days. So I'll need to add that. And then the next step is to assign due dates to each of these. In order to indicate that it has been completed, I'm adding a checkbox and then I'm going to write the due date next to it. So now I've added all of my deadlines. And before we add this to my planner, I want to ask 2 more questions. So we're going to do that on the back. At the top it says, how will I track progress? Yes, I did mention some of this on this page, but just to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything, I wanted to include this question. So I said the number of checked off completed workouts each week on the weekly spread of my health and fitness planner, the number of days that have calories under the limit for each day will be on the weekly spread. I will record the weight lost and then graph it to ensure that I'm on track. That's going to be on the weekly spread and also on a graph on a separate page. How will I review progress and adjust my plan when needed? I will schedule a monthly check-ins on the second Sunday of each month. So that's during that planning session where I plan out my workouts. I'm also going to be doing this monthly review check-in. And during that, I'm going to ask, how did I do? How can I keep up what I'm doing if I did well? And how can I do better next month if it didn't go as planned? In that question, that would be, maybe I need to brainstorm more ways to overcome any sort of obstacles that I'm coming across. And then I also, during this monthly check-in, want to update that graph that I mentioned here. This is going to be due 1 month after the first planning session because it's the first monthly check-in. Now is when you would add this to your planner. And so for this example, I'm going to use deadline of having to search online for new recipes by the 11th. So I'm going to say due May 11th, and I'm going to say search online for new recipes. And then because I know this is going to take me multiple days, I'm going to plan backwards from this to make sure that it's done in time. So I'm going to add this to here. I said search online for new recipes, and then I put the due date in parentheses so that I remember this deadline is coming up. And then you would just continue filling in the rest of your planner with each of the tasks to make sure that they are completed by each of their deadlines. For something that is an ongoing task, meaning that it's going to need to be repeated again, one way you could approach that is to add it to the date that it's due. So I'll say, so I said complete monthly check-in for health and fitness goal month 1, see brainstorm insert. When I see that it says to look at the insert, I know that I need to come here to see what exactly I need to do for that monthly check-in. I'll see that I need to answer these questions and I'll need to update a graph. So that first session, I'll actually make the graph the first time. Another thing that I like to do, if it's not already part of my routines, is I will add a little reminder under the task that I need to add this task to next month. So what that means is it says complete monthly check-in for health and fitness goal month 1, see brainstorm insert. So I need to add that to next month. So I'm going to go to July and I'm going to go to the second Sunday of July, since that is when I said I was going to be completing it. And I'm going to write it on the second Sunday of July. And I would actually be writing it on the next month once, not until I get to June 14th. But for this example, I wanted to show you what I mean by this. I'm going to say complete monthly check-in for health and fitness goal month 2. See brainstorm insert, draw my arrow, and once again, I add my reminder to add this to next month. So when I get to July 12th in my planner and I complete this task, and then I'm closing out the day, I'm migrating tasks that didn't get done that day to the next day, I go, oh, I haven't added it to the next month yet. So that's when I add it to August, and it just kind of goes forward. So I wanted to show you another option for how to kind of like incorporate something that is an ongoing task, a recurring task, but you don't necessarily want to do this thing where you add this reminder that you need to write it into the next month. Is you could add it to your planning routine page. So here I have my planning routine for 2026, and this is in my Hobonichi. I'll link the video down below where I explain how this works and how I remember that I need to, complete this. But what I could technically do with this monthly check-in is I could add in that information on here. So now it says complete monthly check-in, see Brainstorm. So when I have my health and fitness, because it's in the health and fitness planner section, I will plan next month's workouts and also complete the monthly check-in at the same time. I won't be checking off these boxes until I actually complete these tasks for the first time. Most of these tasks are required to be done every single day, but the date that I have written down on here reflects the start date for this goal. So I like that I have these kind of like reference pages to look back on to make sure that I'm on track, and these can be referenced during my monthly check-ins. For more functional planning ideas, check out this video next, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!